Hi, welcome back to the Brother Blog. We're going to recap what happened in week one of the college football season and take a look at basically there were four main games that happened. We'll look at those more in depth than the others. Those are the LSU North Carolina game, the Utah Pittsburgh game, the Ole Miss Jacksonville State game. No one saw that one coming. And of course, the Monday night Boise State Virginia Tech game. I think we should get started right there.
Yeah, let's kick it off right at the Boise State game. Very exciting game to watch. Boise State takes a quick 17-0 lead, but Virginia Tech would manage to climb back up.
Yeah, it was. You look at Boise State; they had a lot of big plays early. There was a second play of the game. Virginia Tech fumbles the snap, the center,
The
QB,
blocked punt.
the block punt.
That was
You look
huge.
at that. That was Austin Pettis coming off the edge. Austin Pettis had to be the player of that game, blocking that punt, which set up a touchdown pass to himself, and also his touchdown catch with a little over a minute left in the game, giving Boise State the go-ahead 33-30 lead and the victory. He was a big part of that game, probably bigger than Kellen Moore. The Boise State defense also really played great in the first quarter. They struggled in the second quarter, though, giving up those points, allowing Virginia Tech to come back from down 17-0. Also, Virginia Tech converted a 4th and 5, a pass to, who is that one guy? Number 81. Boykin. Yes, Boykin. That's his name. And he broke that tackle, and he went all the way to the house, and that was definitely painful. But all in all, Boise State really played a great game. Why don't you take them through the final drive?
You know, Kellen Moore, this is basically it in simple terms. Hike, throw, first down. Hike, throw, first down. Hike, throw. Almost intercepted. This close to getting picked off, and then the golden play to Austin Pettis. Touchdown. The Cinderella story is not over. I thought it was over right then, but Boise State, they're hanging on to just ropes of their legacy, and I think that this is the year. I mean, especially after the night, you listen to the announcers in those final 2 minutes, and they're all saying, what was the one line from the announcer?
The announcers are saying, give Boise State credit for coming out here and showing the heart. They didn't even realize that, Boise State was going to get the ball back. I was like, what are these guys talking about? But, Boise State, that's how they roll. They're the underdogs, and they're proving everybody wrong, and maybe they move up and get a little more national recognition.
Hopefully. I think they deserve it.
Absolutely. And our next game is LSU North Carolina, which I don't think when it was 37 at halftime, right?
Yeah, 30 to 10
to 10 at halftime.
And, I mean, North Carolina, 7 of their 11 starters, if I'm not mistaken,
on defense.
on defense, were out due to academic fraud or the contract, right?
And the whole situation with that and the agents and everything. And it definitely showed in the first half, but North Carolina came back in that fourth quarter. They were down 30 to 10, and they actually scored those quick 14 points. That 97-yard touchdown pass T.J. Yates had, that was a big play. They got all the way down the field. LSU actually had sealed it with the first down, and then he fumbled the football. North Carolina drives back down, and, questionable. You can make the call if it was pass interference or not. You look at it. At the end of the game, the ref's probably not going to make that call. I'm not going to complain about that. I think whatever you have to say, I think both teams really showed great stuff. LSU looked good. And North Carolina, you have to wonder what they're going to be able to do once they get back their 7 starters.
Yeah, I think that North Carolina, even though that they had that loss, it's still questionable. They could potentially bust through the ACC, be a big underdog. Next game we're going to talk about, Thursday night game.
Utah Pitt. Summary.
And quick summary, I guess, to your point.
Utah looks very good.
They look great. I mean, Jordan Wynn had a fantastic game. I think he had 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, and he really led the team. He showed that he can play and start for the Utah Utes.
Absolutely. He looked great. He looked excellent. I think he really showed the critics that he's got the stuff. I think Dion Lewis was a huge disappointment. Only 75 yards on 25 carries, But Utah's defense looked really good. I mean, really good. And Pittsburgh shouldn't have even been in that game or forced overtime. Utah was turning the ball over, making silly mistakes that allowed Pittsburgh to stay in the game. I mean, really, if you watch that game, Utah absolutely dominated.
Yeah, it was a total domination by Utah.
And our last game would be the unthinkable Ole Miss, Jacksonville State upset, and Jacksonville State defeats Ole Miss in the closing moments in a double overtime game on that 2-point conversion.
Jeremiah Masoli's debut, and
didn't go so well.
Funny thing is Oregon on the other side, 72-0.
56-0 at halftime, so that looked good for them. But Ole Miss looked disappointing. I think their offense didn't struggle. I thought Masoli played well. I think that their defense was the big question mark, especially when they're up by 21 points in the third quarter, I think it was. And Jacksonville State, scores the touchdown and gets the 2 with like 20 seconds left in the game. And then the overtime, Ole Miss was dominating. Just that prayer on 4th and 15, and then the incredible 4th down and 2 conversion, that little flick to the running back, just unthinkable.
Well, with this, we'll take a look at the new top 25 polls.
Yeah, the AP top 25 was released today, so let's jump on over here on ESPN and take a look at the new movements. Right off the bat, you're going to notice the top 3 remain the same. TCU jumping up there to 4, Texas at 5, Florida making a significant drop down to 8, Oregon jumping up to 7, deservingly so after their big win. You look around here, Virginia Tech dropping down to 13, only 3 spots, and I think that's a good drop for them considering how well they played, how close the game was, and how close they were to getting the victory. Pittsburgh and North Carolina are going to drop. That's a shame for North Carolina since they really did play great without those starters, and I think they're definitely still a team to watch out for. Stanford and South Carolina, the 2 new teams entering in. So that's good to see. I like South Carolina. Not knowing too much about Stanford. I mean, Andrew Luck still hasn't totally proved himself this year, but I think they're a good entry, and I think they definitely have an opportunity now to prove themselves. West Virginia sitting, Georgia. Utah barely moving up there. 20, and not much love for the Utes. But LSU doesn't get much love either after beating a ranked opponent. Florida State, not much love after their big win. USC's going to drop a little. That's about really what I'm seeing. Oklahoma dropping a little, deservedly so. But the biggest thing noticed is Boise State getting 8 first-place votes, more than Ohio State, which is definitely great, and only 13 points behind the Buckeyes. But, if the Buckeyes beat Miami, that is going to become a much bigger difference. And if the Buckeyes lose, Boise State's right there in the national title. So that's what I'm concluding from my AP poll look around. You see Oregon making big jumps, Boise State, TCU as well, Florida dropping a little bit, and Oklahoma dropping a little bit too. So 2 new teams in here, South Carolina and Stanford. We'll see how they do this week, and we'll see how the AP poll continues to shape up as we near the BCS releases. So that's our video today, recapping week 1. We'll be recapping every week. And, gotta look back. Boise State looked good. LSU, North Carolina both look pretty good. Utah looked great. And Ole Miss not so well. And Michigan, too, actually. Yeah. We didn't cover them. Denard Robinson, he looked very good. And Michigan, Notre Dame will definitely be a big game to watch next week. We'll have all of our week 2 predictions probably up tomorrow or the day after. So thanks for watching. Give us some feedback. Check out our channel.